Hey everyone, I'm Zaire, and joining with me today is...
I'm Ricky from Hidden Item.
Woo! Woo! We are Hidden Item.
Yep, and we got something special for you guys today.
Just for you guys.
Yep, in a lead up to Kingdom Hearts, we are starting a new series known as Kingdom Hearts Retold. Woo!
Bam!
4-part series going up every Tuesday this month. And yeah, we're just going to retell the story of Kingdom Hearts every Tuesday this month, leading all the way to Kingdom Hearts 3. And we're going to retell it because Kingdom Hearts has got a pretty hectic story.
No.
And even for people who have been there since the beginning, they could get pretty confused as well as newcomers. So this is where you should be. We're going to retell it the best we can. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started, Zaire, right?
Let's ready to have a good time.
Let's do it.
Having a good time. Having a good time.
This story begins far before the adventures of Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and even before Terra, Ventus, and Aqua. This story begins with a playful, mysterious man known as the Master of Masters. The Master of Masters is a Keyblade master that took on the task of training 6 pupils known as the Foretellers. He bestowed upon 5 of them their own book known as the Book of Prophecies. This book accurately depicts the events of the future, but of all the entries in this book, it is the last page that causes the most concern for each of the Foretellers.
On that fated land, a great war shall transpire. Darkness will prevail, and the light expire.
This world is made up of light. Within this world lies many smaller worlds, and at this point in time, everything remains connected and unseparated. Although if someone were to fight for this light and gain a thirst for power, then darkness is born in the heart of this person. It is this darkness that will one day lead to the Keyblade War. Knowing this, the Master of Masters granted each of his foretellers a key-shaped weapon known as a Keyblade in order to brace themselves for this inevitable outcome. This is so that the light may continue on even after this cataclysmic event.
Keyblade? Isn't that just a really sharp key? Yeah, you can open doors, but what else is there to do with it?
Well, a lot actually. Keyblades are well versed in the arts of magic, and with the right physical skills, they can be a very effective means of combat. And beyond that, Keyblades are special weapons that come in 3 types. Keyblades of Light, Keyblades of Darkness, and then there's the Keyblade of Heart. The last one is special, but we'll come to that at a later time.
And where can I get one?
Well, Keyblades have to be passed down from one Keyblade wielder to another through what is known as a passing of power.
Well, there goes my hopes and dreams. Unless...
Keyblades are made in the image of the Keyblade, which acts as the counterpart to Kingdom Hearts, which is the source of all light in the world. The only way to get to Kingdom Hearts is to use the Keyblade to manifest its door. This Keyblade, from here on out, will be referred to as the X-Blade, in order to avoid confusion.
Don't worry, there's still plenty of confusion to go around.
Beyond Keyblades, however, the Master also gave one of his apprentices a special role. That apprentice is known as Lushu. The Master passed down his Keyblade to Lushu so that he may train another apprentice and pass down that Keyblade to that person, and have that cycle continue on for all of time. The reason for this is because this Keyblade is special. It holds the Master's gazing eye, which will travel throughout time with this Keyblade, and transmit events that will happen from the future to the Master, which is exactly how the Master wrote the Book of Prophecies. Because of this, Lushu is not given his own book in order to prevent any potential temporal paradoxes.
So basically our buddy Lushu got the short end of the stick.
However, Lushu's role doesn't end there. The Master then grants him a black box and tells him to never ever under any circumstance open the box. To this day, the contents of this box remains a mystery.
What's in the box? Ricky, I have to know what's in the box!
The next 5 apprentices were ordered to create their own unions filled with Keyblade wielders that will then be tasked to collect fragments of light, which are known as Lux, by defeating the embodiments of darkness known as Heartless in order to preserve the balance of power. But just like Lushu, each of these apprentices are given their own roles as well. The first is Ira, who wears the unicorn mask. He is given the task to lead the foretellers for when the day comes that the Master disappears. The second is Envy, who wears the snake mask. She was told to watch over the other foretellers and speak up whenever there is a conflict. She would then act as mediator. The third is Aced, who wears the bear mask. Aced is tasked with acting as Ira's right-hand man and to step up when Ira can't live up to his role. The fourth is Ava, who wears the fox mask. Ava's role is extremely important as she is tasked to find exceptional Keyblade wielders that will stay on a different world during the Keyblade War. This will ensure that the light survives beyond the war. Ava calls this group the Dandelions. The fifth and final foreteller to receive his role is Gula, who wears the leopard mask. Gula is given an extra page from the Book of Prophecies that the others do not have. This page highlights the events of a traitor and is tasked with finding and putting a stop to this traitor. As what was foretold, the master one day disappeared and the foretellers moved out to form their unions filled with Keyblade wielders. They would then carry out their individual roles.
The man just got up and left and he didn't even say goodbye. Just like my mom on my 24th birthday. Thanks, Mom!
One day soon after, Ira discovers what is called a Chirithy that has fallen to darkness. Chirithys are companions that the Master of Masters created for each Keyblade wielder. They are creatures known as Dream Eaters, which come in two flavors. While they are aligned to the light, they are known as spirits, but if they fall to darkness, they are known as nightmares. Dream Eaters come from the realm of sleep, but we'll talk about that at a later time. The Nightmare Chirithy that Ira had found signified the beginning of the events that would lead to the disappearance of Kingdom Hearts, the triumph of darkness, and the Keyblade War. For a Chirithy to succumb to darkness, its owner must succumb to darkness as well.
Then who's to blame? Me or the Chirithy?
This Chirithy was responsible for giving every Keyblade wielder a bangle. These bangles were a secretive way to give every wielder a means to use darkness by collecting dark energy, thus bringing a higher chance of every wielder to fall to darkness. This plan is too elaborate and too perfect for anyone but the foretellers to have come up with, so Ira deduced that one of them is a traitor. Furthermore, Ira suspected that there's a missing page in their Book of Prophecies, and he believed the traitor is in possession of this page. This, of course, isn't true, as Gula was given the missing page from the Master in order to find the traitor.
That doesn't answer my question, Ricky.
Ira's accusation created a divide between the five foretellers. Aced was insulted at the idea of a traitor, so he separated from the group and formed an alliance with Gula for the purpose of becoming stronger to combat the darkness. This alliance was strictly forbidden as it goes against the Master's teachings because an imbalance of power leads to darkness, and because of that, both Ava and Envy reject Aced's invitation into the alliance.
How to make yourself look guilty 101. Form an alliance when you're specifically told not to.
Envy then informed Ira of Aced and Gula's alliance, and while it may be easy to accuse Aced of being the traitor, Envy is quick to point out that his heart is still aligned to the light as he formed this alliance with the intention of stopping the impending darkness. Because this alliance is still forbidden, Envy promised Ira that she would convince Gula to break off his alliance with Aced.
So what's the plan here? Everyone's breaking rules so they don't break the rules? I don't get it.
A few months pass, and Gula decided to break off his alliance with Aced, while also letting it slip that Envy had convinced him to do it. This revelation angered Aced, and he decided to seek out Envy for revenge. This led to a battle between the two foretellers, which Ava and Gula intervened. This thirst for revenge led Envy to change her mind about what she had said before about Aced, and accused him of being the traitor. Aced, now weakened from his fight with Envy, decided to retreat, but was found by Gula. Gula revealed his true role assigned to him by the Master. He explained that he had a missing page that details the existence of a traitor, and had concluded that Aced must be the traitor. Gula attempted to strike down Aced, but failed in the process, and Aced retreated when Ava stopped the fight.
See, if this Master guy just spoke to them all at once and not kept everything so secretive, all this could have been avoided. Now the poor bear guy has to fight his friends and have major trust issues. I feel for him.
Exhausted from his two fights, Aced then came across Ira. Rather than continuing the fight, Ira actually rose a hand to the beaten Aced. This act shocked Aced, and he realized that the Master had picked Ira to be the leader because of his strong heart. Aced then revealed that Gula is in possession of the lost page, which Ira decided to deal with himself.
Instead of just snitching on each other, why don't they just have a civilized conversation? Do they need me to mediate? I can do it.
No, that's actually Envy's job.
But she's not even doing her job. That's terrible.
But Envy did find out where Ava was keeping Gula and informed Ira of their location. Ira confronted Ava asking her to give up Gula, but Ira's intimidation led Ava to refuse, and Ira, being the type of guy he is, decided not to push further.
The damage is already done and now he decides to leave? Yeah, okay.
At this point in the story, the foretellers are in complete distrust of each other. This separation and the failure to find and apprehend the traitor caused Gula to try to lure the Master back by summoning Kingdom Hearts.
which, by the way, ding-a-ding-ding, is a huge no-no.
In order for Gula to summon Kingdom Hearts, he decided he needed more Lux, and he asked Ava for help. Ava of course denied this, as this act is against the Master's teachings. However, Gula's union still proceeded to gather as much Lux as possible, which began to cause an imbalance of power. This prompted the other unions to compete with Gula's in order to attempt to keep the balance, but with everyone fighting for the light, this would eventually cause the total destruction of it.
See, if they just left everything like how it was before, all of this could have been avoided.
Meanwhile, Ava is hard at work forming her dandelions. Among the many members of this group, the Master of Masters had picked out 5 of them to succeed the Foretellers after the Keyblade War. These 5 would be the only members that would remember the events of the Keyblade War. Ava was then instructed to give all of them a rulebook, and only one of them would receive a Book of Prophecies.
So let me get this straight. You form a team, then you tell every individual in that team selective information in secret, and then you tell one of those team members to form another team in secrecy and to pretty much pick a favorite amongst that team and give that individual a special book that no one else gets. And what the hell, man, did they not learn the first time? Hold on, I need a sec. Okay. Ricky? Who are these new union leaders?
Well, 4 of these dandelion leaders are Ephemer, Scold, Ventus, and Brain. Ventus will appear again in the story, but it is the story of the 5th member that is the most interesting. This young girl's name is Strelitzia. After receiving her invitation to be a union leader after the Keyblade War, Strelitzia had a feeling of guilt over the inevitable loss of so many people, but was at least comforted by the fact that all of her friends have become dandelions. That is, until she remembered that there was one person that she had admired from afar, this of course being the player character, that is yet to become a dandelion. This led Strelitzia on a mission to find and convert this person. However, on her quest, she was struck down by an unknown person, and her rulebook was stolen.
Saw that one coming from my way. Ricky, give me my $5.
Wait, I made no bet. Why would I make a bet? I'm the one telling the story.
$5.
I knew this would happen.
$5.
Anyways, with the Keyblade War quickly approaching, Ava resorts to seeking out Lucio as a final effort to stop the madness. She believed that Lucio would be able to point her in the direction of the Master, but upon finding him, Lucio explains that all he was assigned to do was watch everything unfold and ensure that everything plays out as prophesized. This revelation led Ava to believe that this was all according to the Master's plan, and she accused Lucio of being the traitor. Ava then attempted to strike him down, and their Keyblades clashed, which signaled the start of the Keyblade War.
You're the traitor. Wait, no. You're the traitor. Hold on. Am I the traitor? Nah. Let's settle this with our Keyblades.
The Keyblade wielders fought each other ruthlessly. The Union leaders, once allies, are now bitter rivals. As the fight raged on, darkness became more and more prevalent, and the last of the light was snuffed out, and as a result, the X-Blade was shattered into 20 pieces, 7 of light and 13 of darkness. With the X-Blade destroyed, Kingdom Hearts was cast off into the realm of darkness, and it remains there to this day. This battlefield would one day be known as the Keyblade Graveyard. When the world was covered in darkness, the light in the hearts of every dandelion that was tasked waiting in the outside world helped rebuild the world with the light of their hearts, albeit with some changes. The world was no longer unified. Now, every smaller world within was separated.
Hold on. So the world is the universe, and now the worlds within the world are separated by borders?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what happens because of this?
Well, after the events of the Keyblade War, the 4 Dandelion Union leaders met up at the Keyblade Graveyard. But what of the 5th? Since Strelitzia was struck down, another Union leader showed up to take her place. This man's name is Lorium. There's not much known about this final Union leader, however he bears a striking appearance that is very similar to another important character that we will touch upon as Kingdom Hearts month continues.
But I want to know now!
Well, you gotta be patient!
So what you're saying is that patience is key. And we're gonna need a key to open the door to darkness.
That's not what I said at all.
Oh yeah,
Nope, it's not.
I did that just now.
Nope,
Yep.
nope. Rewatch the story, buddy.
Nope. This is why we have these videos.
But anyways, as Union Cross continues, we're going to get more and more story updates that will reveal more lore about the overall Kingdom Hearts story. But this is where the story ends. Next time, though, Zaire, we're going to be talking about the rise of the Darkseeker, Master Xehanort.
But until then,
May your heart be your guiding key. Bye, guys.
See ya. You'll never see me do that again.